by a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel heavy metal. All the time, but I never show why I need you. These heavy,
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to chilly, but of course sold out, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Brashard Smith. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Yellow. What's that?
On play action, it's Mahomes. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. A big play there. 63 yards. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A run now for the rookie out of Georgia. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd down in the yard. Here's Jackson to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
That's good for Baltimore.
Jackson now. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll try and run for it. breaks through the contact. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, look at repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive. And they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And the Chiefs showing a dime look as they defend this 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And Jackson throwing once more. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
Now a 2nd and 2.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
And out of bounds all the way 22 and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
At the 37-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Smith up the middle, fighting through. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They keep it with Smith on first down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's 2nd and 10. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll try and do this himself. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
At the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Inside handoff, Smith. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Again, it's Smith. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first force a turnover on downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now he's loose again. Now look out. He's to the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. 159 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this AFC title game. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to first and goal. AFC title game, second quarter action, 2 minutes to play. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Only a yard on the pickup there, second and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
A pretty big play now in this AFC Championship, 3rd and goal. From the gun, Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
A 22-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just a field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Malachi Starks. Powering forward. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 41. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on the inside of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
At their 49-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Well, Charles, I know you appreciate seeing this great defense, especially with the heightened intensity of the postseason. These two defenses, they have risen to the occasion to force back-to-back interceptions.
You know me well, Brandon. I always stand with my fellow defenders. And I love watching them make plays, and you nailed it. It's playoff time. This is when it matters most.
Harrison Butker to kick off.
One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17.
First down 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down.
At their 48-yard line.
And out route, and he's got the connection to Walker. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A gain of 3, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on run. This drive is going pretty well. I could come right back at them.
That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down.
A gain of 17 yards. First down, Baltimore.
Don't worry. Sit on! Sit on! 180! You turned it.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Boy, 196 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
On second down, here's Smith again. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They go play fake. Mahomes. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Mahomes takes it himself. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. And another negative play there as they stop him again. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. One quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
On a quick.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 235 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And that's the kind of run you get when you know Super Bowl berth is in sight. They got the lead. It's the second half. All those weeks of wear and tear in your body just go away. He's running with purpose now, and that's a heck of a run.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Escaping a tackle at the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And the Ravens first down.
They'll try to run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Brought down at the 20.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? What imposed their will on the defense was that 5 straight runs.
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Out left to Hill, complete. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. That is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.